help for Mr. I let you.
Hey, get in here. Dallas is about to start.
Welcome to the Ewing Barbecue, where sometimes we sweat to the oldies. My name is Mary.
And I'm Sarah.
I am Josh. We've got a lot to unpack in this week.
We do.
We were off last week. Lots been happening.
Yeah.
What are we all drinking? It's always good to start with
I'm finishing up my witch's brew from Traverse City, Michigan, because it's the end of spooky season, so I'm finishing it up.
I know. Sad.
Did we all have a good spooky season?
I had a really good spooky season, yeah.
We did. I was a flamingo.
Oh, how'd that costume come out?
Oh, yeah, I didn't see pictures even.
I probably haven't accepted they could post them yet on my thing, because I didn't post them myself, but my friends did. My mom said it looked like a showgirl, but it was not. It was a fucking flamingo. And I passed out baby flamingos all night. I had these little rubber ducks with their flamingos. I was like, you're flamazing. You're flamazing. It was awesome. I'll put some pictures up. But yes, it was completely made from scratch, and I'm still finding fucking feathers in my car and in my house.
I saw in the store they had remember the old costumes that were the plastic ones that you put on? They're selling them at Spirit Halloween again.
They are?
They're so hot. Yes. Remember how hot they were in them?
It's like the mouth went around the mask would get all wet and sweaty.
Yeah, and the rubber band would break and it would rip. Yeah, they're selling those again at Spirit Halloween.
Nice.
Retro
they were
costumes.
so hot. That latex. Yeah, and the latex sticks to your skin when you sweat.
Wanted them. We all wanted them.
I was a Tweety bird.
And the plastic would rip halfway down the driveway, and you'd have to walk around with a ripped costume the whole time. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Did you dress up this year, Josh?
Oh, I did. I was an evil clown.
Ooh, scary.
And my niece dressed up as Sam from Trick or Treat. Oh, and we scared the people in the neighborhood as we handed out the candy. And we had the evil clown theme going. Cool. But what about you?
I was a victim of the Titanic.
Oh, that's
right. I liked it a lot.
It was like Frozen.
That's right. I know someone that said when they went and saw the movie in the theaters, which I just don't want to see. I'm not interested. But when he was drowning at the end, some little girl in the theater yelled to Mommy, "Look, it's Jack Frost." Because he was freezing and he was drowning and his name was Jack.
Funny.
And speaking of spooky season, I went up to Salem last week.
Yeah, I saw that.
I went up there. Obviously, driving up there is a nightmare in October because everybody in the neighborhood comes from far away to see it during spooky season. And with Hocus Pocus 2 and all the publicity, it was extra crowded. So I went up got to the train station in the next town over at 8:20 in the morning, parked the car. And I was going to meet Omri Katz for breakfast, but he was running behind because he was going around to the different locations and having his picture taken. He had not been there in 30 years since they filmed.
Okay.
So he was going around. I met him at the Silver Moon Comic Store, which is a great shop. If you ever come out to Massachusetts, Mary, you would love the whole Salem scene.
I want to go to Salem really bad.
A friend of mine just moved there, so I'm really excited. I want to go visit her.
Ooh.
Yeah. And Silver Moon Comics, I should probably give shout-outs to these people. The Horror Squad podcast, Joe Manganaro and Sam from Halloween Happy, they hosted Omri Katz at a meet and greet with photography and pictures and stuff like that, and a screening of the movie that night. And I ended up doing all the fan photos for him. So I spent 10 hours with him that day.
Cool.
And he sat next to me during the screening of Hocus Pocus, and off the record, he fell asleep in the middle of the movie.
It was probably the pot. I'm just kidding.
The Merry Danksters. He spoke at the Salem Seagrass Salem the next day, and he may end up partnering with them to sell his stuff in Massachusetts.
Cool.
And
awesome.
Come out with a line called Hocus Smokus.
Nice.
Oh, that's funny.
But Cinema Salem was the host of the screening that night, and I let him sleep for about 20 minutes, and I just kind of started nudging him to wake up because he had to do a Q&A. Mm-hmm. And the Horror Squad podcast, which is another podcast that people should check out.
Cool.
They actually were responsible for bringing him in And have we all heard of bloodydisgusting.com?
I
the
have,
horror
yeah.
website? Yes.
I have.
Alex I'm going to screw up his name, DiVincenzo, and who's a Broke Horror fan on Instagram. He was there following them around, taking pictures that day. He did a great article, an interview with him, which I linked up, I believe. I don't know if I'll check that so everyone can read it. Yeah, he had a visitor, the Salem Black Hat Society, which is this witch, is the official mascot of the town. She came around. She was a little naughty with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and I took video, so I have the whole video. I will.
Was she pretty?
Yeah,
just wondering.
Terrible.
Did you get pictures or just video? I saw a lot of your pictures.
Pictures and video, and I gave him I gave Omri a J.R. Ewing bourbon bottle.
Cool.
Aww.
There was one woman there among all the Hocus Pocus fans from that was wearing a Ewing Oil T-shirt and came and
saw
brought
that online.
Yep,
yeah, and then you reposted it or something. She's like, "That's me,"
yep,
or something. Yeah.
So shout out to Amy Hara. And
Amy, represent.
Hey.
That's right. Grew up in Concord, Massachusetts, and lives in the area. And Ellen Spalding apparently was there. I connected with her from that event.
Cool.
And it was just a great time. Omri did record a promo for us, as I posted it up online.
That is so cool. Thank you,
It was
Omri.
awesome. Yes, we appreciate that very much.
And he told me to give him a call when I get out to California 2 weeks from today, because I will have 24 hours to catch him, because he is actually, fans in Dallas would like to know, he is headed to Preserve Halloween Expo in Irving, Texas, the 18th to the 20th. And there's a chance he may head out to South Fork Ranch for a quick little visit.
Cool.
With Jason Marsden and Vanessa Shaw from Hocus Pocus. And speaking of South Fork, we got news last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, well, y'all explain it to me and to our viewers, because I'm not very up on it.
All right. So South Fork was sold to Centurion American.
And that happened last June, right?
That was the Refined Hospitality, which is, I think, a division of Centurion American. Okay. And it was just shuffling it around.
Okay, so this is like a new owner since then?
Yes, and their vice president is Sean Terry, who's been interviewed, and I'm reaching out to him to invite him on the podcast along with Jana Tim from South Fork to just talk about everything, because there's a lot of rumors going around.
There's a lot of rumors, yeah.
South Fork is 244 acres. To put that in perspective, for people, it's hard to understand acres, but the Magic Kingdom at Disney World is 107 acres.
An acre's pretty big.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And Hollywood Studios down there is 135 acres. So those two theme parks are equivalent in size to the entire South Fork property. And only 44 acres of it is the part where we visit and the ranch is and the convention center and the tour and everything. Mm-hmm. So there is all that untouched land, and 200 acres of it are going to be developed. And Sean Terry said, the mansion is staying intact. We've got to preserve our history, he said. So the plan is to build high-end homes on 200 acres of the property. A lot of people are upset because it kind of closes it in a little, but
if you've been there, it's already kind of closed in, honestly.
Okay, it is, but this is my thing. The way they're wording that is that, yes, we're preserving this. Everybody's going to stay happy. Yet, we're going to build these high-end homes around. Let me tell you what's going to happen. Give it a year after all those lots and houses start getting built, and those fucking owners are going to start complaining about the traffic, the random tourists coming through and by, and I promise you something's going to happen.
Well,
sorry. Assholes.
I say keep our visiting going and keep giving them your dollars so that it is profitable for them to keep the place. And
for sure.
Book your weddings, book your anniversaries, conventions. We'd like to go down in the spring, wouldn't we? And do a live.
Yeah, I've been looking at that. I've been trying to add up, like, budget-wise.
We have a little something coming up March 17th to the 19th at the Connecticut Convention Center in Hartford, 90s Con.
Wait, we have to see if we're going to that.
I was tipped off beforehand, before it was announced to the public. Omri said that he is going to be there, and he's going to be there with Vanessa Shaw, Jason Marsden, and Thora Birch, which was just announced.
Yes. And there's a couple more on the site when you look it up, but
that's at the convention center. So anyone that wants to get down to that area, that's in March. And Omri said if I let him know ahead of time, he can probably get us comped because we're with him.
That'd be cool. Maybe we could do a little like meetup or something too.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be pretty cool.
I want to go, but it's St. Patrick's Day, but I would totally miss St. Patrick's Day for that.
But we could like celebrate St. Patrick's Day with John Ross.
Fuck yeah. My husband, I'll just like, you just work, have a good time with your buddies, and y'all wear green. I'll be in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Where is it again? Where part of Connecticut?
Hartford. That's the capital, yeah. Comic-Con Rhode Island this weekend in Providence. Mitch Pileggi will be there.
Mm-hmm.
And Christmas Con in New Jersey, December 9th to 11th. Actually, only on the 10th and 11th, Jesse Metcalf will be there at the New Jersey Expo Center in Edison, New Jersey. Oh, boy, this is a lot.
It is a lot.
Halloween was Barbara Bel Geddes' 100th birthday. And
that's so crazy.
I was a little remiss because I was running around like a decapitated chicken because I had a long weekend to work, and I did not post up a online thing for her, but we do remember Mama. Remember Mama. Timothy Patrick Murphy would have a birthday on November 3rd. He would be 63.
R.I.P.
And
way too young.
Friday the 4th. I'm looking at the calendar from last year. Deb Renard is 63. And Kate Reed, who played Timothy Patrick Murphy's mother, would be 92. That's, I think, all I have. Can I breathe?
Yes, you can. You're allowed. Okay.
Yes.
Well, before we get started, I'd like to shout out to our Patreon subscribers. Brendan Phillick, Captain America, Sheen Pye, Laura Bernheim, Brad Mulholland, Anita Wren, and Kristen Carlano. They went to patreon.com and they have access to some of our extra stuff. And if that's something that interests you, check it out. And if not, that's fine too. But we really appreciate it. We're just happy you're here. And so however we can get you here, but via our Patreon subscribers, because we do not have any sponsors, this is the only way that we're able to do this, because we did it for the first couple of years out of our own pockets. And now finally we're able to have subscribers. So thank you. Well, tonight we're talking about season 5, episode 17, episode 94 of the series, My Father, My Son.
Mr. Barnes brought Mrs. Ewing home about midnight.
What time he leave?
Well, he didn't. He's still there.
Your boyfriend, Cliff Barnes, and my wife spent the night together.
Well, there's not a whole lot I can do about it, is there?
Are you going to let Sue Ellen take Cliff away from you?
JR will never let you have Sue Ellen. He'll break you. Only this time you just may not be able to pick up all the pieces.
When we finish with this, Mr. Barnes, he may never work again.
Yeah, I'm counting on that.
It was written by Will Lorin. I think this is a new writer.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Never heard that name before.
I know, same. Directed by Larry Hagman.
Whoop.
Aired February 5th, 1982. And also, to put us in the cultural context of February 5th, 1982, the number one song in the U.S. was Centerfold by the Jay Giles Band. The number one
physical.
film. Not physical. Finally knocked down the charts. The number one film was on Golden Pond.
Love it.
Top news stories this week. John Sharples of England finishes 371 hours of disco dancing.
Ugh.
I could do that.
And porn star John Holmes ordered to stand trial for murder.
Would the evidence stand up in court?
That was a good one.
I don't think he needs a lawyer because I'm sure he can get off on his own.
Oh, ba-dum-bum.
It was a penile case. Oh, no.
And on Dallas.
There are no notes this week other than the episode was number 3 in the ratings.
There are some goofs this week. There's a boom mic visible as Sue Ellen is asking Mrs. Chambers to play backgammon.
Yep.
And A very notable quote from this episode is J.R. Ewing saying, "Anything worth having is worth going for all the way."
In bed or out of bed. Oh.
And we open on J.R. pulling into Ray's house where Donna is packing.
Driving down that dirt road. Yeah, I like how he just walks in and he just kind of like...
Just walks in.
Hangs his hat up.
Knocks for 1 second and walks in.
Right. Doesn't wait for any... I know it's a small house, but it takes more than 1 second to get to the door.
Right. He just makes himself comfortable.
And then he takes a nondescript beer, which looks like a Budweiser can with the label scratched off.
It's totally a Budweiser can. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah, he just waltzes in. Donna's like, I'm sorry, can I help you?
Like, don't walk in my fucking house. Yeah. Knock. Ring the doorbell.
Ugh. And, but that's a power move. That's a JR power move. He's trying to, like, take control of the situation.
And he's suddenly concerned about Ray and Donna's marriage?
Yeah. Okay.
He didn't get you folks.
All right, JR.
You're so concerned. It says what did he say? Added pressure or something?
Oh, that he can't handle pressure.
Yeah, the 10 betting shares just added pressure to Ray's life.
Sell it to JR, and that would be his last tie to the Ewing family, because being a ranch foreman is all he's good, and that's not a bad thing. Just run the ranch. And
I feel like Donna's all of us in this moment, and she just laughs in his face. She's just like, okay, JR.
Yeah.
And why is it every time you give someone an apple, JR, there's a worm in it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So he basically just tells her to think about it, and then he pieces out.
Is he going to drink that beer as he's driving? Because he takes the beer with him under his hat.
He does. It's JR. Yes, he is. Yeah, the answer to that question is yes.
He's going to...
That wouldn't fly today. No.
Nope. No,
I worked with someone that would keep a cooler in his car, and he would pour beer into a coffee mug and drink it from a coffee mug as he drove home.
Oh, that's not good.
And I said he bragged about it, and I said, I had someone in my family lose their life from a drunk driving accident.
Yeah,
so
cool, man.
If you tell me this, I am going to call the police. I'm going to give them your license plate number and tell them to search your coffee cup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So knock it off.
Yeah, that's not cool, man.
Yeah, you don't do that crap.
Mm-mm.
So peace out, JR.
Yeah, and we cut to Bobby is at his adoption lawyer, Mr. Eccles.
Charles Eccles. And in my fan fiction version, did y'all watch Veronica Mars?
I did a little. I never finished the whole entire thing. There's a whole
big character, Aaron Eccles and Logan Eccles, and so I'm having a whole fan fiction that this is Aaron Eccles' dad. So if we have any crossover fans, I hope you're with me.
Oh, that's like someone else that does a Dallas fan fiction. He crossed over daytime characters with the last name Ewing.
Yeah, I know.
Played by the guy who plays Terry Silver in the Cobra Kai and Karate Kid saga.
All right.
To each their own.
To each their own, exactly. He's also, this guy, I just have to say he has a really impressive mustache.
He's very well dressed, too.
Yeah, well dressed, nice stash.
Do you think he uses like some...
He uses conditioner on that. Yeah, it's conditioned.
Yeah, something.
I don't think there's wax, but it's like he has a little special comb for it for sure.
What's that stuff that they put in their hair? The
like mousse or gel?
It begins with a P.
They have like beard oil and stuff. Balm.
Yeah.
Beard balm.
Beard balm.
We have lots of that at our home. Lots.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Bobby explains the situation, as it were, to him about what's happening and with Christopher. And Eccles is just like, cool. I don't have time right now, though, so come back tomorrow at 9:00. Cool?
I'm late for court.
Yeah, he's like, see ya.
To emphasize that point, the receptionist even buzzes him and says, "You're doing court."
You're late. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I said the shortest scene ever, but it's not. The shortest scene comes in a little bit.
It does, yeah.
There are a lot of short scenes. Comes next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we cut from that to a shot of Christopher in his carriage, in his stroller. I like that transition. They're talking about the baby, and then they cut to the baby.
Mm-hmm. Pam was walking with him and with Liz and Jackie.
But they don't eat lunch, and we don't know where they're going. And Jackie is asking if Pam is bored. And
this is a weird conversation. They're like talking about like, all right, what do you do with all your time? Because a baby at this point just poops and sleeps, right? And she's just like, I guess. Like a second,
but I wait for him to wake up. That sounds a little cray cray.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's cray cray still there.
And then they're like, she's like, because Pam seems to be under the impression they're going to lunch, and they're like, we don't eat lunch anymore. And I was like, oh no, this is not. I don't like the sound of we don't eat lunch anymore.
We don't
in the 80s.
Eat lunch. No, that it implies certain things.
Don't like it.
I don't have my toot toot. I don't know where my toot toot is.
So then we cut to the shortest scene. Sarah, is
Donna packed, left Ray a note, looks into the mystic, and then walks away. No words.
She does. So good.
I was like, holy shit, there was not one word. She even like cough or sniffle or anything. She literally just kind of went, and then just.
She looks into the mystic.
Yeah, it's like that song, Into the Mystic. Sorry.
As we picture Donna just leaving that note. Da, 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 da. She's into the mystic.
So then,
I'm getting Jane Fonda vibes in the next scene here.
Holy shit! Welcome to the '80s, y'all.
Yeah,
we're going jazzercising. Yeah,
and they were still doing the early '80s music, like the disco party funk kind of. Yeah,
and this is totally a Jane Fonda workout. 100%.
Yes, but Pam didn't know where they were going. She was expecting lunch. Where does she suddenly have a outfit?
A whole outfit. Yeah, she just
she bought it in a gift shop in the lobby.
Exercise clothes with her. And this is the most unrealistic scene I think I've ever seen in Dallas. And the reason is because all these ladies have kids that are just quietly sitting along the sides watching them exercise.
And they're playing with baby Christopher.
They're like not crying. They're not running around. They're just sitting nicely. And I'm like,
that would not be my children.
Never happened.
They're not beating each other over the head.
Yeah, never in a million years.
That's because they're all on depressants, and drugs, and downers. And
they weren't on antidepressants yet. I think that's the 90s. They're on cocaine right now.
Oh.
It's the 80s, y'all.
Pam loved her workout, though.
She did. She had a good time.
I might join you. Come every Tuesday.
The nice blue outfit with she was probably misted with body sweat by the end of it, so she was glistening, and she had the little black leggings on down below, and I'm having a Jane Fonda moment there on Golden Pond, Daddy.
Crafty old son of a bitch.
And then we cut to Lucy and Roger. He's showing pictures that he's taken of her, and she loves them.
She actually wants to show them to someone, presumably Mitch.
And he is a fucking creepster. I'm like, it's like he gets angry.
Yeah.
She wants to show him.
Yeah,
I mean, I know she thinks she looks good, but she also is trying to be like, let me show your art. Like,
yeah, he gets really possessive or something.
Yeah, I said creepy, possessive. Yuck.
You can't show these pictures because I pleasure myself to them when you're not here.
Yeah, and he's like, well, okay. And after she does her puppy dog eyes, he's like, okay, but just the ones I choose.
Right. I'm like, okay,
fucking weirdo.
Just the ones that aren't sticky.
Crazy ass motherfucker. As I light a cigarette and the ice machine goes off in the back. Sorry, guys.
One drag deserves another.
You crafty old son of a bitch, you, Roger. Mm-hmm. You just get craftier.
You can take these pictures because I haven't used them yet. For my pleasure.
They don't have any stains on them.
Creme fraiche.
So then we cut to Mitch.
We cut
to Mitch, and he is totally on a date with Evelyn Michelson. What?
Okay,
Patty
help me out
McCormick
here.
from The Bad Seed.
Wait, start over. Mary, what's her?
Evelyn Michelson.
Shit. Okay. Where do I know her from? I was staring at it. Which episode? Who is she? I can't remember.
She's the lady who's getting a facelift. Who's getting a divorce. She's all like, I'm getting a divorce. And he's got a girlfriend. I've got a new face.
Yeah, she just wants a young buck. She's a cougar.
Oh, yeah, she does. Yeah.
She wants to ride the wild Cooper.
She wants some young D to compare with her husband's.
Oh. What's so funny about it is as they have this pleasant conversation is that it's like he's like going back in time because she wants to pay for the lunch. And he said, I don't know if I like that or something.
Right, well, she says that. She's like, oh, no, because he's like, oh, I got it. And then she's just like, oh, no, sweetie. I have an account here. Like, it's already like it's paid for. Like, we don't even.
And I invited you. Right. So
yeah, and I do think if you invite somebody to lunch, then you should offer to pay for it. I mean, I'm not saying I want to go Dutch all the time or pay for. But of course, I think it's fair.
What about dinner? Because this was actually dinner.
Well, if I invite somebody and they come and I'm just trying to be a nice person, I'll pay for it. But most men won't let you pay for it. But I think that's what he was trying to do. And she was like, no, I have an account. It's paid for. But then I love when she said, I'll pick you up for the next day. And I was like,
I want to see
his worst nightmare.
I want to see them play tennis.
I have a prescription for the doctor. You've got to get out. Clear out the cobwebs. You said you enjoyed tennis? Do you want to take me on?
You do know how to tempt a guy.
Good. Consider yourself tempted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's just like, let me tempt you with a game of tennis. And then he's like, oh, consider me tempted. And I'm like,
consider me tempted.
Yeah.
More than tennis.
Tennis in my pants.
I'll see your overhand serve and raise you a backhand. Ooh.
I was about to say backhand.
Yeah, 30 love this. A lot of little like short little move things, nudge things along scenes in this episode. Just kind of like
little nuggets,
little sprinkles here and there.
And I'm not sure which I like better. If it's kind of drawn out like a full story, like most. Or if it's like this. This sometimes gets a little choppy to me when the scenes are like a lot shorter. I don't know. Everybody's different.
The episode moves faster though, you know? Like
this one did move faster. But I can see why it was number 3.
I believe we didn't see Mama in this episode.
Oh,
we didn't, did we? Because I only missed one little part towards the end.
Now, it's funny because in the next scene, JR is out at dinner with Marilee Stone and Jordan Lee. And later there's a reference to Catherine, Cliff, and Rebecca meeting Bobby and Pam for dinner. What happened to dinner at South Fork? Nobody's eating dinner at home. After that one dinner, now they're all back out eating their meals out again.
Maybe because Miss Ellie's not there, that nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, and Trace is on vacation or something. I don't know.
No,
she's with Raul in the pool house.
Yeah. She's getting banged.
They gave her the night off.
Yeah, they gave her the night off so she can get Raul off.
Oh Jesus! Josh is on a roll tonight. Wow.
Hey, I was in Salem with the witches, so I am naughty.
You've been cursed.
So they're toasting to the new test well, and as they do that, there's like this big fire in the background because someone's had something on fire, and then as it goes away, behind the smoke and the flame is Cliff and Sue Ellen on a date, and JR is just like taken completely off guard.
Yeah, but she says, I don't know if she's at dinner after, but she does say like, I just wanted a nice dinner with a good friend,
right? Good
conversation. But they looked kind of snugly romantic to me in that dim light leaning forward. I mean, it did look a little. I mean, Sue Ellen might be a teetho.
The flambe wasn't the only fire going on because there was a fire burning in Cliff's pants that night.
Yes.
And JR's just like, and Jordan, God love Jordan. He has no idea what's going on. He's like, well, JR, finish that thought. And Marilee picks up on it.
100%.
Jordan's back is to Sue Ellen and Cliff, so he doesn't see them in the way he's positioned at the table.
But JR's literally like turning his head like,
But Marilee is positioned so she can see them. So she picks up on it. And
she's also a girl. She knew right away.
Also, I don't think Jordan would have.
He's like, meh.
JR.
What's going on?
But JR was going to have the biggest steak in the house. Instead, he's going for a double bourbon.
Yep. I can't say I felt sorry for him. I didn't. I thought it was funny that he kind of got caught off guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
So we cut to the next morning, and apparently JR has been having Sue Ellen's house watched all this time. Because he didn't just have somebody show up that night after that dinner.
No.
What's this guy's name? Jerry? Yeah. Jerry calls to check
he's
in.
like, what time did he leave? And he's like, he didn't. He's still there.
He's still there.
Jerry's like, what? He's still
But
there.
he pooped a brick in his pants. He's like, what?
Are you
sure he didn't fall asleep?
JR, Cliff's car is probably parked out in front, so obviously.
Yeah. But again, we didn't know the scenario until the next scene.
Right,
which no one else would believe that except they know, but that's it.
Exactly. Yeah, we cut to hungover Cliff on the couch, just like waking up like, oh shit, I guess I drank too much last night. And Sue Ellen's like kind of pissed. She's like, yeah, you did.
Get up.
Yeah.
Get up and get out of my house before John Ross wakes up.
Yeah. And he makes it pretty clear that like, he's like, I really wish last night went a different way. And she's just like, okay, but I'm telling you again, I'm not ready for that yet.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah.
Technically, though, if they did get busted, I mean, I know he's too little to know, but technically, Cliff is his uncle by marriage. Do you see what I'm saying? You know, it's your cousin. Like if you have an aunt that married your dad's brother, she's not your aunt by blood, aunt by marriage. Any kids they have are still your aunt and uncle, your niece and nephew. That's kind of creepy now that I thought about it like that. Well, they're not married anymore. They're divorced, so technically no. But like my aunt Janet is my uncle's old wife. That's my cousin's real mom. So I still call her Aunt Janet when I see her. You know what I mean? So like we're not blood related, but I'll always call her Aunt Janet.
They're not. It's not formally an uncle because he would be an uncle to Bobby and Pam's kids, not JR and Sue Ellen's kids.
Yeah, he'd be an uncle to Christopher.
Yeah, that's true.
But
yeah, that's true. But still.
Yeah, families are diluted, so they just kind of like...
Right. In the South, they're pretty liberal with that uncle and aunt. I mean, Kristen with the Uncle Jack thing, which I was told is a Southern thing, and I still think it's creepy, but whatever.
It is creepy, and I still call, which I really don't know who she is. It's my dad's old secretary, I believe, that worked with him, and I called her Aunt Bernice for years.
Wow.
Well, we have my sister's in-laws. I call them my in-laws because we're all such a just close-knit group. And my sister's sister-in-law has 2 children, but I'm not really related to them officially. But
but they're still like your...
They always have the kids, they always refer to me as uncle. So it's like...
Right.
Yeah. And even my sister's best friend that's like another sister because they've known each other forever...
Right.
Her kids, they call me uncle too. So it's just kind of, it's the way of the world.
It is. It's fine. Where were we?
The next scene is Ray gets home.
Sue Ellen doesn't want romance.
No romance.
He looks, Sue Ellen doesn't want any romance because she's getting over Dusty and her divorce and everything came together at the same time. And there was blah, blah, blah. And, yeah. Oh, Ray cleaned up a little bit in this scene. He looks like he came in a little bit cleaned up.
Because he comes home from being God knows where and no one knows where he's been.
He's totally doing a walk of shame home.
Yeah.
After being gone all night.
He had to wash Bonnie's stench off of him and her fluids.
Yeah, he did. And then he walks in and he's just like
gross.
Looking around.
Like, should I look in here? Is
Looks
she
in
here?
the closet.
Sees the hangers and throws them on the floor.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what would make you go to the closet? Like, if you come in, you're just like, hey, she could have gone to the store. What would make you walk in and go straight to the bedroom and check her drawers?
Because he knows he fucked up.
Exactly. So that shows you right there. He knows what he did. He's a fucking sorry bastard. If he didn't show up, I would think he was dead first. And when I found out he wasn't dead and I couldn't find him, he's going to be dead when he gets home. So, pick your poison, motherfucker. Right. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's right. Take that beer can and shove it up your ass.
Exactly.
That nondescript Budweiser can.
And then Ray pouts. I'm like, okay, whatever, Ray.
Yeah, why are you pouting? You fucked up.
She's gone to Laredo. She's going to be there doing research for the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laredo.
Cool.
Right, you don't have to friggin' pout. She's doing her job, which you're something you're not doing with your job.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You jackass.
So we got to Lawyer Eccles, who says that if they can go to court, they can declare Christopher an abandoned child.
Charles.
With all these stipulations.
Yeah. I like, cause like, okay, we're gonna give you and Pam temporary custody. And Bobby's like, temporary? What do you mean? He's like, how long? 6 months. 6 months. We'll give you temporary custody. And then during that time, we will put out in a law paper looking for the father. And Bobby's like, wait, what? You're gonna do what? It's like, yeah, no, we legally have to do that. And then he asks if there's any other.
But they're in law journals, which chances are the father is never going to
look there. Right.
And the father probably doesn't even know if he's a
right. Yeah.
My birth father didn't know he got my mother pregnant, so I don't know.
Right.
He doesn't.
It happens more than you think. So
And then he said, are there does mom have any relatives? And he's like, oh, she has a sister. And then he's like, well, so from her, we'll need an affidavit stating that she doesn't know who the father is and that she doesn't want custody. And I feel like you can physically see Bobby's butt cheeks just like
it just tense up. Yeah.
And
on his
he's like, fuck, that'll be a lot easier than this.
Charles asked the mother's name, and Bobby says Kristen Shepard, and he goes, Shepard, have I heard that name?
Yeah, you might have.
Yeah, maybe he slept with her too.
He probably did.
She had more notches than on her bedpost than I'm not going there.
So anyway, Bobby's all like, I can try to do that. We'll see. All right.
I'll fake my way through that. Mm-hmm. Said father was unknown.
Right. Yeah. So then JR's PI has updated him that Cliff left like an hour ago, and she's still inside the house.
And he wants that house watched 24/7.
This is where his wheels start turning. Like he wants to have what he can't have.
And I want to say, like, he is so emotional in this scene. So emotional.
Yeah.
And then he has Sly get Wally Hampton of Old Coal Industries in Tulsa on the phone. And this
Wally,
guy,
I couldn't remember who that was.
This guy is like, he's
like
he's a good old boy, like a used car salesman.
Yeah.
He looks like a cartoon to me.
He reminds me of like Jeb and like
Willie Joe.
Willie Joe in the first season. In the second season.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I was like, that's not it.
It's
but
like
I couldn't
good
think
old
of
boys who just went out like drinking and whoring with JR all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Which, if you subscribe to our Patreon, and you can hear us read chapters from this book where there's a lot of good old whoring going on.
That's true. Very, very true.
Plug for our Patreon there.
Yes. Starting at $5 a month.
JR and Wally are going to meet in a couple of days when he comes into Dallas. Blah blah blah.
Okay.
And then he grins real big.
Yeah, which is never a good sign. So right. So then Lucy shows up at Mitch's house, and he's all in like a tennis outfit.
She's not the only one that shows up at Mitch's condo.
Yeah, Evelyn Michelson shows up too. Awkward.
In her perky little tennis outfit.
No, but Lucy looks so excited when she shows up, and she just gets shot down.
Yeah,
kind of.
Because he's like, I gotta go though. Like,
but he does try to see him, but she didn't want to share him with that girl.
No, she didn't. No, and then because she realizes it was going down pretty quickly, she's just like,
yeah.
And then she hears them from the hallway.
Yeah,
so she's crying in the hallway at the door.
She gets the fuck out as soon as she can. She's just like, okay, I gotta go, bye. And then
she's like uncomfortable.
Yeah, and then she gets out, and then she's just like cries
because she hears them talking about last night.
Right.
A little late night talking.
And then Sue Ellen calls Clayton, but he's on his way to Montana to see Dusty ride in a rodeo. Or I'm sorry, a rodeo.
Rodeo.
Have we not gotten to drink in this whole episode for anything so far?
Not so far.
Shit.
Rodeo. We're not talking about the drive out in California.
We're talking about rodeo.
So this scene is obviously set up to personify Sue Ellen's loneliness because
it's sad.
She got lost that group of fake friends that with Dee Dee, and thank God, because those scenes made me cringe. And she's sent Cliff away. Clayton's going away. She's lonely.
Yeah.
Clayton is so sweet though in this scene. I even put at the end of it, I love fucking Clayton.
Yeah.
And
like,
then
not, you know what I mean?
And then later, Sue Ellen has a moment in another scene that we'll get to.
Where she's dealing with it. Yeah. In the meantime, now we can finally drink because Afton is singing.
Oh my God. And I can't even right now.
And singing about a married man. Oh, gee. What's that all about?
I said another fucking sad song, you hoe bag. Stupid as shit. That's what I put.
And then she looks up and JR is like in her face. And he's just like, hey.
He's like, you look frightened or something. And she's like, well, shouldn't I be?
Right. Like, because you're scary. And then he's just like, let me tell you about Sue Ellen and Cliff.
He's such a dick.
He is. And she's like disappointed, but she handles it pretty well. And she's just like, wait a minute. At first she's upset, and then she sees JR is upset. And she's like, wait a minute.
But you sound like a man carrying the torch for his ex-wife. Now, what really surprises me is that you could possibly care about anyone besides J.R. Ewing. I love it. I think you're jealous. I think you're jealous right out of your cotton-picking gourd.
I feel like you're carrying a torch for your ex. And you are super jealous. And then he does not like getting called out as that. So she just kind of taunts him for a minute and walks away. And go, girl, go.
That's it. Steal me away. Oh, Jesus. You gotta love those songs.
She leaves and goes directly. She does not collect $200, but goes directly to Cliff's. And she just goes straight and she's like, tell it to me straight. What's going on with Sue Ellen? Like, do you have feelings for her? Are you serious? What's happening?
Shock of all shocks, he's completely honest with her and straightforward.
But does he not get the vibe that she doesn't feel the same way about him? So he's kind of making a fool of himself. This is how he's leading up to his big.
I don't know if he's making a fool of himself. He's just being honest, but she's asking him for his honest feelings, and he's just like, all right. He's blowing up one relationship to be like, okay, I really like. And
at least he's being honest. I think this is not what she wanted to hear. I think she wanted him to be like, no, I want to fight for you or something.
Right. That's not what she wanted to hear. But he was being honest. He's like, yeah, I'm in love with her. I realize like I messed up and I have feelings for her. Blah blah blah. And
and the first hurt is the worst hurt of all.
Right. And then I feel like Afton is just some sort of like goddamn psychic witch goddess because she knows what's happening all the time. She calls people out on their feelings. She knows what's going to happen. She calls it out. She's like, this is going to happen. And nobody listens to her. But she says, JR's never going to let you have Sue Ellen. He will break you first and then break you so bad that you might not be able to pick up the pieces. And Cliff's like, no, he can't hurt me anymore. She's just like, I'm just warning you, buddy.
She's right.
She's totally right.
100%. And I think deep down Cliff knows it too.
So Lucy is over an hour late for work and Roger's pissed.
So unprofessional.
Yeah.
He's mad.
How did they get a magazine shoot so quickly and the portfolio pictures were not even finalized yet?
Maybe it was earlier pictures. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's a teaser. But the point being is he's fucking mad and it's weird that he's like so upset about it.
And she doesn't want to work because she's upset about Mitch, and he says, "Oh, well, he's a fool, blah blah blah, and all this stuff." And then he starts, they share a kiss, and it's
he kisses her. I don't say they share a kiss. He kisses her, and she pulls back like, "Wait, what?" And she's like taken aback. She thinks about it for a hot second, then she's like, okay, fuck it. And then she kisses him, and then he pulls away.
Because she's lonely and desperate. Then he pulls away. Then that fucking weird ass, no, I want you just like this, that emotion. That to me would be like, get the fuck out. Unlock the door. Let me out. This is a raper scene. Get the fuck out. Get out. This is your instinct as a woman telling you to turn and run. 100%. Jesus.
Yep. So then we cut to Sue Ellen, and this is the scene with the boom mic in it, where Sue Ellen asks Mrs. Chambers to stay after work and play backgammon with her, which is like the saddest thing in the world.
It's so sad. It made me cringe a little.
I know. And she's just like, I would, but I have plans. So
I have a hot date. You don't. Stay in your nightgown on the couch.
You have a hot date with your nephew to go to dinner.
Yeah.
Come up with a better excuse. Come on.
But girl has no idea how to entertain herself at all. Like, I'm like, go to the video store. I know there's not Blockbuster videos yet, but there's going to be like a little video store. Go rent some movies.
We had video pros in my town. That's what it was called the first.
Just go rent some movies, watch some movies, read a book. Maybe if you want to go join a book club. There's so many things she could do. She could go, I don't know.
She could host a Tupperware party.
Tupperware party. Yes.
Wasn't that big back then?
It was. She could. I was going to say.
And the Avon lady and all that crap.
Avon. Yeah, she's too high class for Avon though. But she could also go do the Jane Fonda workout things. Like that's how ladies in the 80s would have met people. I mean, I feel like there's things, but she just doesn't know how to entertain herself. And it's kind of sad.
And she and Pam were becoming closer when she was. But why doesn't
because Pam is engulfed in her child.
Oh, right. Because Pam won't hang because she has Christopher now. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I have to watch him sleep all night.
And
Crazy fucker.
I have no need for Pam now either because she's in a happy place or crazy happy.
I wouldn't say she's in a happy.
I don't.
Sue Ellen's not in a happy place either.
They're both in a weird spot.
Yeah. So anyways, the only thing she knows to do, she like looks over at the whiskey bottle. And I'm like, why do you have booze in your house, Sue Ellen? You know you have a problem.
For entertaining,
why?
Mary.
Just a bad idea.
I used to ask the same thing. I was like, well, if you're not drinking anymore, why is it in your house? It's not the stuff that we drink. It's stuff our friends drink. Which I see that.
She drinks whiskey.
Exactly.
She drinks whiskey.
Exactly.
You should have some shit you don't drink if that's the case. But she picks it up. She looks at it and it's like, hello, darkness, my old friend.
I drink alone.
But luckily she turns away. Good girl.
Turn around, bright eyes.
Yeah, exactly. And then the next morning, Ray wakes up under like a pile of beer cans and discarded clothes to Donna calling.
It's the nondescript Budweiser beer.
Yeah. And she's like, yeah, so I'm staying in Laredo longer for research and stuff. And he's just like, oh, okay. All right, if you want to.
Never home anyway. What does it matter?
Yeah, she's like, doesn't matter. You're never home. Doesn't matter. And he's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm at a point where I need space, she says.
Yeah.
We both need it.
Yeah. Wouldn't you say
Ray, until you pull your head out of your rosy red rectum, I'm not coming home. I'm just a dumb cowboy.
Ray.
I'm going to go bang Bonnie because I feel worthless. Jock's dead. I never ate up at the big house with the real Ewings.
I'm just a half-breed.
Okay.
I cannot wait till he snaps out of this fucking shit. 2 more episodes. Two more episodes.
So then Rebecca and Catherine come to pick Cliff up for dinner with Pam and Bobby.
I think I missed this scene because I got up and did something. Yeah.
It's weird. Catherine picks a fight with Cliff.
Yeah.
It's a very tame fight.
Well, yeah. So she's just like he's working late, and she's just like, and he's like, well, yeah, that's how you make a company big and powerful. And then she's like, well, you don't want it to be too big. My daddy said that it was the perfect size.
It's not your daddy's anymore.
Right, and he was just like,
your daddy dead.
Right. It was a weird moment, and then Rebecca's like, girl, chill, like leave him alone. What are you doing?
Yeah, if you see, they're starting to show little bitty segments of crazy Catherine, like just little hints there, and you can just think she's just a bitch, but then like the more you watch it, you're like, and then after you see the show, then you're like, crazy bitch.
She's not crazy. She's just emotional.
Yeah, that's what they say about me.
Yeah.
Emotional.
So Hampton visits JR. And JR has a whole plan.
Of course he does.
So what is JR's plan?
He wants him to hire Cliff, lure him to move to Tulsa, Oklahoma for like 6 months, and then fire him for like embezzlement or something.
Really?
Curl the mustache.
JR, if I do that, he may never find another job again.
Do you think he really cares?
Yeah, he doesn't. He's like,
no, he's
all
like,
the better.
Fuck it. Just get him out of here.
That's what I'm counting on. JR, I'd love to go along with his plan.
All right. So then the next day...
Oh, JR's wearing his little scarf in the next scene.
His ascot.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can drink because JR's wearing an ascot.
Yes.
To pick up John Ross.
His ass is going to get caught again doing something.
Mm-hmm. So he's coming to pick up John Ross at Sue Ellen's, and then he's like, what are you going to do today? And she's just like, yeah, I don't know. I haven't have any plans. And he's like, well, why don't you come with us? We're going to the kiddie park. And she's like,
that's a big old kiddie park.
And she's like, I'm going to pass. And he's like, no. Just come hang out with us. And if you change your mind and you get bored, like, I'll drive you home.
No, and then she gets John Ross to be like, please, Mommy, come with us.
Spend time with our family. And he's like, all right, I guess.
Yeah, he there's always an ulterior motive with him.
I think he lures her and he's like, come on, eat a hot dog. And she's like, oh, okay. She Sue Ellen likes a hot dog as much as anybody else, you know?
Depends whose hot dog it is.
True.
Right. So
she didn't want Cliff's hot dog.
Not yet, anyway. She did once. And then the next scene, Bobby jumps into the pool. This is the set pool, right?
Yes, this is the soundstage.
This is the soundstage. Yeah. That seemed pretty. Just wanted to confirm. And Lucy is sunbathing with oil. I don't think that's sunblock. I'm sure that's just pure oil to make her skin more.
Yeah.
What was the purpose of her in that scene?
I don't know.
What's
the purpose?
Not one bit.
She was there.
And we're supposed to keep our eyes on her to see if she's preggers.
Oh, shit. I keep forgetting about that.
I know. Did they show her from the waist up? I can't remember either.
They showed her from the back for sure. Good question, because I forgot to look. Okay. Gotta remember. And then Pam just starts asking more questions because, she has like 5 million questions about the adoption. And she's like, so when is the trial? When's the adoption trial? And Bobby's like, we haven't set a date. And, moms don't usually come to that anyway.
That's bullshit. Why would both parents not be at the adoption thing? She's not a fucking idiot.
And then she's like, are you kidding me? No, I'm going to be there with bells on. There's nothing keeping me from this trial. And Bobby's just like,
So why would she not go? Why would she not go?
Bobby's just such an idiot.
He's got him. He's just dug his lies deeper and deeper and deeper. He can't get out of it.
And deeper. No.
Oh, there we go.
Shovel your way out of the shit. Yep. You need a golden shovel. So then we cut to the park, the kiddie park, with JR and Sue Ellen and John Ross. And JR is on the little merry-go-round thing with John Ross, which I don't know how he's on that as an adult, because those things I loved as a kid. As an adult, they immediately would make me puke.
Yeah, me too.
I believe Bobby needs one of those shovels that Dr. Jacoby was selling in the third season of Twin Peaks.
Hey, how you doing?
And Sue Ellen is literally like eating a hot dog.
Yep.
And looking like
bored.
I don't know what's happening now.
And when they're running the little mazy thing, it's like that creepy clown music.
There's a lot of cool shots here. I have to give Hagman.
Yeah, it's like a
props for that. Lots of like
what are they called? Action shots.
He goes around and he delivers that. It's probably a Larry Hagman ad-lib
but it made me a little dizzy.
Hey, how you doing?
Dizzy watching it.
Handheld shots. That's what it's called. Handheld shots.
Yes.
Not quite, but I don't No, this scene is weird because he's 100% trying to use their kid to get to her.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, she knows it.
That's why I think she looks so bored and, like, ugh.
I call it the Kitty Park montage.
She knows what's happening, but at the same time, like, I feel like she's having a hard time.
She's bored.
Right.
It's not
it gets her out of the house,
as creepy as the Jack Torrance running through the hedge maze.
And then Mitch comes over and he's to both see Lucy's pictures because he legitimately is like, I want to see your pictures, and to explain about the Evelyn thing.
Which he didn't have to do, so I give him a little bit of props for that.
Yeah. But Lucy is just like immediately.
She's using him too because she's been lonely and bored, so gets her out of the house.
He's trying, yeah.
So they're mutually using each other
for once, for the most part.
Yeah.
So that's big for Mitch. But she's just like, are you sleeping with her? And then he's like, you know what? With our relationship the way it's been, like, I don't think that's any of your business, which is a good point. And then she's just like, no, tell me, are you doing it? And then he was like, no, I'm not. And then she's like, you mean not yet? And he's like, yeah, maybe I do mean not yet. And then she's like,
She asked for that. She asked for it.
Don't ask things you don't want to know the answer to.
Yeah, just let it go and just figure it out yourself later. Yeah.
Right. So he leaves angrily.
I like the scene with JR getting John Ross to shake hands with the monkey.
That's such a weird scene.
Doesn't he say stay right here with the monkey?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is a classic David Walsh, Adam Walsh scene. Don't leave your kid alone with a stranger, a monkey.
Right.
Jesus Christ, it's the 80s. It's kidnapping and AIDS. Come on, guys.
Right?
Jesus. When I heard stay here with the monkey, I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I just got that so bad.
Y'all, I'm so afraid. My mom instilled that Adam Walsh movie in me. Like, I was so scared.
Yeah. Adam? For sure, yeah.
I mean, I have it on VHS in this house somewhere. Man, my kids watch it like 8 times. Yeah, it was like $100. That's the music.
Yeah.
Don't leave your kids with the monkeys, guy.
Adam and I Know My Name is Steven. Both of those.
Was that with Stephen Dorff?
No, it was with the Parker Lewis Can't Lose guy.
Yes. Oh,
Corn Nemec.
And the girl from oh my God, what's the show that Corky's on? Life Goes On?
Life Goes On, yeah.
Okay, she was in a movie called like the Face on the Milk Carton.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, love that one.
Yes.
I was like, that. My brother made me believe that was me, that I was adopted, and they couldn't find my. For like a year, I thought I was adopted.
Oh my God!
I believe Kelly Martin was on Dallas.
Who did she play?
What was Kelly Martin on Dallas?
The same way that Candace Cameron was on St. Elsewhere.
Enlighten us.
Yeah, I don't watch that. Past my bedtime. Anyway, so then they're doing this whole thing at the park, and then JR he's just being so, like, I don't know, nice,
fatherly,
like the most fatherly you've ever seen him, and he's being again nice to Sue Ellen, and it's just almost creepy because, like, we never see this side of JR. And I think it's creeping Sue Ellen out a little bit too. She's just like, what?
She doesn't know what to do with it. Like, it's she
does not. Yeah, I don't blame her.
It's like
she played Brenda Crane in one episode in 1986, and I believe it was
Is she Charlie?
When Donna was working at the
at the school.
Yes.
In the spoiler season.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, Christine Taylor was on on Dallas too, who played. She played Marcia Brady in the Brady Bunch movies.
Who did she play?
Cut this part. She played daughter in Conundrum.
She did.
Oh, the girl that played Marcia in the movie. I like her.
No way.
I did not know that. Now I want to see that. I mean, I want to look that up.
That's crazy. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. I haven't watched it in years.
So it's okay.
And Christina Applegate's mother played.
You did tell us that.
Yeah, Stephanie Rogers' secretary.
So anyway, JR wants to keep the family feeling going. Ew.
That's weird.
And Swan's like, no, I think I'm going to go home. And then JR just like takes it. And then he's like, I just want to thank you for the nicest day I can remember.
As the balloon floats out the window while they drive
I love
nowhere.
that. It's a nice little touch. The balloon floating out the window. Chef's kiss. And then we end with JR telling John Ross a bedtime story.
About a baby bear and a skunk.
But it was a sweet little story.
Yes, and I feel like Hagman's just pulling shit out of his ass in this scene.
I did the same thing. I hated reading books. I would just tell funny stories and then say, and then they farted. Good night. My kids like that.
And then he said, I think your mama's going to be...
He said farted.
I think your mama's going to be home real soon because she's learning that absence makes the heart grow fonder. And I'm like, no, JR, that's what you're learning.
Yeah, the little boy's just yawning.
And Tyler Banks is just like...
Freeze frame.
Is it?
We get to drink.
JR. And John Ross yawning.
Yeah, we get to drink.
Drink once. Okay. I'm going to give this 4.4 bourbons and a hot dog.
All right. So I thought about this. I'm going to give this 4.25 bourbons and Lucy's portfolio pictures.
Okay. I like Larry Hagman's directing.
Yeah.
He had fun with his shots. And Mama wasn't there.
No mama, yeah.
That was weird.
That drops it.
Points out for that.
A tab. JR didn't have any scenes with Bobby. Didn't have any scenes with Ray.
True.
Everyone just seemed like they were on their own little track tonight. Mm-hmm. And I'll go with a 4.25. And I'm split, so I have to give it 2 items.
Okay.
The creepy monkey and the floating balloon into the
nice.
Also, I was going to give it, besides the 4.2, I'm going to give it a aerobics outfit that appeared as if from nowhere.
True. Yes.
There you go.
Melanie's been off at Jazzercise class this week, so she wasn't with us.
She's stalking filming in New York for SVU.
One more person that has a connection to someone that was on Dallas. There's a reporter that reoccurs over a lot of episodes coming up.
Okay.
And she just passed away. Bobby Ferguson. She's the mother of actor J.R. Ferguson, who was on The Conners. Mm-hmm. And he was on the TV show The Outsiders. Mm-hmm. And he was on Evening Shade. He played Burt Reynolds' son.
Oh.
So, his mother was on Dallas in a recurring role. So, a lot of little ties to different people.
Yeah.
Just keep looking for do we have our merchandise still? Or?
Yeah, no, we totally still have our merchandise. You can use our bit.ly link, which is bit.ly/EwingBBQmerch.com, or just go to your show notes and there'll be a little link. Just click it and go right to our merch.
And I'll put up all of the upcoming convention appearances on our page, just in case anyone's in the Rhode Island area. Cool. Anyone wants to go to Connecticut in March. Anyone's in Dallas in November, or New Jersey in December. And if you get up to Salem, Massachusetts, check out all those places, Silver Moon Comics and all those people. Yeah. Just shout and check out the Horror Show podcast if you're
I'm going to have to check that out because I've never heard of that. And I love horror shows and podcasts. And we still have our Jim Davis Memorial going. So if that's something you're interested in, check that out. And there's a link to that in our show notes too.
And check out the Merry Danksters from our friend Omri Katz.
For sure.
And the Merry Danksters store, so you can get merchandise.
All right. Well, join us next week when we will be talking about Season 5, Episode 18, Episode 95 of the series, Anniversary. Until then, bye!
Bye, y'all.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Next on Dallas.
Believe it or not, he's been thoughtful, warm.
I'd be very careful if I were you.
I think he's changed.
You can solve everything by being a Krabs again.
JR.
Forget the Ewings. And forget Ewing oil. Give me your proxy for those 10 voting shares.
Uh-oh. Well, at least now I know how you have been spending your time.
I miss you, Sue Ellen.